Hello, everyone. My name is Matt Lopez. Welcome to the Daily Trade. Here, I'm going to be talking to you tonight about the watch list for tomorrow, Friday, the 27th, pretty much Black Friday, right? The day after Thanksgiving. We are going to be talking about a few things, right? Today is Thanksgiving. I'm doing this right before family come over, right? So, first things first, guess what? We got a lot of news that's going to be running into tomorrow, and it's going to be hyped. Uh, First thing though, go ahead and like and subscribe to the channel. It helps out, lets us know that you enjoy the content, watch the content, and do everything else for us. We also want to let you know that the chat is available for you. The data here is live Monday through Friday as well, the charts as well, and we want you to know that it is provided for you. And to start off pretty much with our first runner-up, we have vaccine news. First off, Trump came out and said that the coronavirus vaccine is ready to deliver next week. And we pretty much see this as a great runner for the market the end of the week, right? It's going to be a great Friday. SPY, possibly, all-time highs, right? We haven't seen much reaction in futures yet, but, we could still see the market react during the regular market hours and not currently overnight. Though it should have, right? So this is something that we should be looking out for and something that is to take note of as we move into tomorrow. And it's expiration day, so another volatile day. And that's pretty much what's going to affect, mainly the S&P and a lot of, stay-at-home stocks. And that's really what I cover up next is stay-at-home stocks, right? What's happening with them? What are we going to do with them? Are they, even sustainable now? With the vaccine, you pretty much get the stay-at-home stocks. Obviously, we all knew this was going to happen. The inflated stocks really took a toll towards the first part of the vaccine news, right? When we started seeing vaccine news, you started seeing the effects on these stay-at-home stocks, and that's what really concerns a lot of people. Is that should it be time to take profits now, and is this more like the bubble? And being able to take profits now before anything crashes when our actual vaccine comes out, people start going back to work, and that's pretty much where we're at, right? We're at a point where we're trying to find out, will it continue? Will it take time before we actually progress into the country or the world in general and get back to where we used to be? And that's really what is on everyone's mind, right? Travel stocks, not only stay-at-home stocks, but the travel stocks. That's something that we should all be looking at, right? I said this in the last watch this video, is that travel stocks is something that is major. Keep loading up on them, right? Stay at home, little bearish as we move into 2021, 2022, right? You're going to see the world have effect next year to see where we're at and seeing how the progress has pretty much been done after COVID hit in 2020. So that's really where we are with that. Stay at home, right? We got Roku, Netflix, Zoom, Peloton. You got Zscaler. You got Adobe, Autodesk. Yep, mainly tech, right? So a lot of tech really moving the markets, but it's really the ones that have been inflated so much just because of the stay at home, right? Everyone's at home, everyone's doing online. Amazon, Shopify. There's a bunch of them that are just inflated to the max. They're over. Some of them might be even over their profit to earnings ratio, right? So it's just something that everyone needs to look at, pay attention to, and not just forget about it. We have these smaller windows to trade them, right? And you want to get that downside and not be the last one in. Another one is on Friday. We had Citigroup, Citigroup actually went out and they raised the price target on Fisker. This is one of the EV stocks, right? One of the known EV stocks. And I can pull that up real quick. So Fisker had a nice run up, caught that from 19 bucks and ran it all the way up to 20.50. So that was nice to run it up, and pretty much they went for all-time highs on Friday, and thus allowing us to see the most volume since the last time, right? So they actually had the most volume in a day compared to that last pump and then dump back in July. So that's something that is very cool to see as we get out of this, right? We're able to see that we finally got a pump that we needed for Fisker, one of the EV stocks that's been a little laggy, right, on that side, and a lot of people have forgotten about it, but they got that price target from Citigroup, um, with a $26 price target, and I think a lot of people were hyped for that to see something finally come out of it after Fisker was kindly waiting in this channel here and then breaking out and then coming down, retesting it, and then pushing higher on, sorry, not Friday. Did I say that? I meant Wednesday, and that's when it ran. And that's pretty much what we're looking at as well into tomorrow. You know, seeing how much volume there was on Wednesday, we want to see that continue as well and see where it can take us. That is something that everyone's going to be, you know, paying attention in the next few days as, you know, they move out of these Chinese EV stocks that are, you know, pretty much getting those probes from China right now. That's what we want to be watching out for with the other EV stocks that are from China. So this one is going to be a runner if we continue, right? There was a lot of option flow on those calls on Wednesday towards the end of the day. And I can show you what the charts look like towards the end of the day, right? We're in from this level right here and then sold out around this area. And towards the end of the day, it just ripped, right? It ripped all the way past all-time highs with a lot of levels on level 2 to actually break, but it broke it. And that's something that I want you to pay attention to. And really, you know, I think I talked about this a couple times, but Netflix, I've been waiting for this. Netflix needs to finally move. The thing has been stuck at this level, right? I'm going to keep talking about this until we finally move. Netflix just needs to move. It's stuck at this level with a lot of volumes holding it down. And we just need to see it finally break over, right? We had maybe a little bit of a, you know, jump on not Friday, on Wednesday, but we need that higher. It may not be this week or tomorrow. It may be next week or running into the holidays. But we could see this, you know, squeeze a little bit higher, possibly back to that 507 level, get out of this channel. We need to push higher. It is, you know, even the MACD is showing us we need to get higher. You know, it's just something that has just been stalling and stalling. It's like a catalyst is something that it's waiting for, right? And the market makers are just holding at this price, just making it nudge and killing a lot of options in this area. And that's really what I wanted to talk about that. And something that not a lot of people have actually been talking about is a lot of value stocks. But I wanted to just go over Coca-Cola because I was scrolling through my watch list. I kind of saw Coca-Cola forming a bull flag. And I can show you that real quick. We have Coca-Cola being able to actually show a possible breakout in the next few days. And let's just bring this out. Coca-Cola really needs that breakout. We are waiting for that even on the volume as it's holding it up right there at that level. We are possibly going to see this jump up to the 54 level next pivot point. And let's see, what's their all-time high? I haven't even checked this yet. So their all-time high was up here at the 60s, right? But we're still at this area where there was a lot of consolidation from back in 2019. So it's possibly an area as well. I mean, we're going to bounce around here before we actually break out higher, as well as MACD RSI, right? A little bit high. We could possibly see a little bit downside. But that's something that I wanted to just point out just because, a lot of people aren't really paying attention to value stocks and they still are good, right? Buy or, you could pretty much buy an equity or you could just buy your options depending on if you watch the TA a lot. But it's something good to watch out for. And I really wanted to cover what we saw, right? I already covered Fisker from Wednesday, right? And that's something that's big on watch for tomorrow. For Friday, snow. Wow, I need to talk about that as well. Amazon. So I'm going to talk about Amazon real quick. Amazon, obviously going into the holidays, that's something that everyone was paying attention to. Just something that everyone should know is that Amazon started running on Wednesday. Amazon, there was a lot of call flow towards 2 days ago where there was a lot of 3150s coming in, and that pretty much reached that strike price on Wednesday, and that's what we've been waiting for, right? Amazon has just been the same thing as Netflix, same thing, just this consolidation with nowhere to go. We've been looking for something to bring it up. Your RSI, your MACD is being killed here. It's something that we don't pay attention to, really, MACD and RSI, because it's not like the best indicators to look out for, right? But it is something to add on to your knowledge base when you're thinking about buying into a stock or you're going long on options. So that's something that we could see on Friday, possibly another jump up on Amazon, even with the news that we're actually fact check Amazon. If we get a reaction like we should with the stay-at-home stocks, it may not do the best just because of the vaccine news. So scratch that. We may have to see that otherwise. Snow, though, we have more tech, right? Snow reminds me of why I got in PLTR. So if you can see right here, we have that first IPO day, we have that bounce back, right? And then we kind of have it short squeeze into the 22nd of October there. And I can show you PLTR here. Same thing, right? IPO kind of squeeze and go up. And that's why I got in PLTR, is because I kind of saw the same pattern forming with snow. I mean, with PLTR as it did with snow. So I kind of got in and I was able to take profits. But something that we want to pay attention to is that snow has been on a roll, right, for these past few days. Being able to hop in and see that it's breaking, the previous day highs of closing, not highs. But the October highs right here. And this I wouldn't really consider highs because that was the IPO day, right? And that's not even closing highs. Something that's very key to note is that closing highs are a lot different from all-time highs. Closing highs represents a lot stronger move, and that's what we pretty much saw on Wednesday, is that move on all the way up to 309. So that's what we really want to see in the coming days, is a lot of movement in snow, seeing that they may be gaining a lot more attention from not only institutions, as they already are controlled by Salesforce, Warren Buffett. There's a couple other institutions that were buying into them. But not only that, not institutions, because Salesforce is a company, but the actual stock itself, they have earnings on, let's see, I believe it is Wednesday, December 2nd. I believe it is Wednesday. I just know it's December 2nd. Just thinking off the top of my head, I believe it is Wednesday. But that is the catalyst, right? You have that catalyst moving up is December 2nd for them to run up. Another thing, speaking of Salesforce, right? We all heard, I hope so, you all heard about the news with work, which is Slack technologies, right? We all heard the news, and it came out pretty, out of the ordinary. Not a lot of people knew about it until later, but all of a sudden, work gets news that Salesforce is a possible buyout for them. And we heard about this, and the talks, they announced, right? So they announced that they were in talks about buying out or whatever, and that news skyrocketed all the way to 39 from that $30 level. And then they kind of dragged down into the end, towards the end of the day, when more news came out saying that the Salesforce, they are actually in talks and may announce it officially next week. So that pretty much ran them from 36. That pretty much ran them from 35 to actually $40 in the end of the day, which is insane, right? See that move of 37% move in one day on Slack out of nowhere, right? So the implied volatility was low, allowing those options to expand at such an extraordinary rate that they just moved in such a way that you wouldn't really believe, right? And that was just an insane move, making us see that Slack has the capabilities to reach all-time highs soon. And even with that buyout, we're going to possibly get some more engagement into the stock itself. And that's really what I wanted to cover in really moving into, obviously the end of the month and into Black Friday, right? There's going to be a lot of movement tomorrow, and especially volatility and the news that just came out. So wanted to give that to you guys, and I hope you enjoy. Make sure to join the live stream tomorrow morning, just for a couple hours, right? You could stay for open, just stay like maybe a few minutes, stay for a couple hours. The data's there, and I wanted to make sure that it's there, because guess what? That's going to help you a lot as well. The data is usually showing up in that right-hand screen right there. It's currently all black just because there was no market open today. But I just wanted to show it because it is something for you to pay attention to. Another thing, since you stayed so long in the video, I want to talk about Boeing. Boeing is ready to rip, right? They have a 30-minute. If you look at the 30-minute, they are ready to prop up. And I just wanted to say that just because I want to reward for the people that actually stay towards the end of the video. And you know what? I may actually do this more because it is very interesting to see who actually pays attention towards the end of the video. Thank you for staying once again. Like and subscribe once again, and I will see you tomorrow if you are in the live stream. If not, join the chat, and you can always watch out for any alerts, data as well that flows in. Thank you, and have a good night. Enjoy, and happy Thanksgiving, everyone.